Hi kids, welcome to Kids World. Today I have a terrific story for you. Once there was a calm and horrible house near a village. That house was filled with dusts and dirts, and it was fully occupied by cobwebs. No one dared to come to that house as it was considered to be the ghost house. There was a tree behind that house where so much of owls sat on that tree. This house was lying at the corner of the street where no one goes inside that street itself. There was no other house except this house in that street. People afraid to go near the house because every night they used to hear some sort of terrific sounds inside that house. Nobody was ready to go near the house even at the daytime. Lots and lots of bats were residing in that house. Everybody in that village thought that some occult power was lying inside that house. One day night, there was a heavy sound which was so horrible to hear. People in the village heard that noise and they were very much alarmed by that noise. The next day, none dared to go near that street at all because everyone was panic stricken. But Peter, a small boy, resided in the next street, wanted to see the ghost once in his lifetime. The wish in his heart induced him to visit the ghost one day. He expressed his wish to his friends, who were a little bit startled by the ghosts. Some were very much fearful to this ghost noise. Peter very eagerly wanted to see the ghost which was hiding in that house. So he gathered his brave friends to go and visit that ghost house. That day was New Moon Day. Heavy dark was spread everywhere. No one was to be seen in the street side. People could hear only the howling noise of the fox. Peter's friends almost started to tremble with fear. Their hands and legs were started to shake in panic. They were in a dilemma if they go to the ghost house or not. All of them were very much petrified about going inside that house because of the presence of ghost. As it was a new moon day, the darkness around them and the howling sound of the fox made them to tremble with fear. Three of his friends tried to migrate from there, but Peter strongly caught hold of them for his safety and never allowed them to leave. Peter came with a small bag. His friends inquired him about that bag. He said that he had brought some things to threaten the ghost. One of his friends mocked at him on seeing the bag with him, but without minding it, Peter brought the bag with him. Peter, along with his friends, were about to enter the compound of the ghost house exactly at 10 o'clock at night. There was no light at all. Peter opened the grill gate of the compound. His friends followed him. Peter climbed the wall of the compound and jumped into the house. His friends too did the same. There was a peculiar sound inside the house. Peter's heart started to leap up heavily. One of his friends was about to cry in fear, but Peter held his hands firmly, not allowed him to go at all. One of his friends said, "Hey, look there! Something is waving inside the house. It might be a ghost." The other one whispered, "No, Peter, it is the dangerous spirit which we have ever heard about." The third one murmured, "Hey, we are not going to breathe anymore. Anyhow, that ghost is going to eat us." The other one said, "Yes, we will not be survived at all anymore." But Peter compelled them to follow him. Everyone followed him with a compulsion. When Peter first entered into the dark room, he could notice a small light flash in the air. His heart throbbed fastly. Peter was perspiring in fear. Now they could hear some sounds of ghosts. One ghost said, "I want to have my dinner." The other ghost said, "Hey, our dinners are here. Let's have it." Peter and his friends became frightened on hearing this. They came to the conclusion that the ghosts became ready to have them for dinner. In that darkness, one big ghost came near one of his friends and was about to touch him. That friend started to scream, "No, please leave me, let me go." Immediately, somebody switched on the lights. When the lights put on, Peter and his friends saw three tall and fat men standing nearby. As they thought it was not ghost, there were some people hid themselves in that house. Meanwhile, Peter noticed lots of robbed things in that room and some money which had been counted by third persons. Now, Peter could understand that these people are none other than robbers. They just used to rob things from outside and used to keep it inside this house and count the money which they robbed inside this house only. That's why they made this house as ghost house where none could enter. Now Peter's mental trick immediately worked out. Yes, he picked up a small cover from his shirt pocket, opened that cover and took something from the cover and threw it at the eyes of the robbers. As soon as he threw it at them, they started to fall down with the irritation of their eyes. Using this moment for granted, at once Peter tied up their hands and legs with a rope. All of them became unconscious. Actually, Peter threw the chili powder which he had brought in a small cover. This had become a strong weapon for him to escape. Then Peter took out his cell phone and called up the police. Immediately, policeman came there to catch them. Then only everybody came to know that that house was not ghost house. That robbers hid their robbed things and money inside that house. To avoid people find them out, they made that house as a ghost house. Then only none would have the courage to enter the house, and by the name of the ghost house, they just saved themselves from police. This was the concept of the robbers. Policeman praised Peter for his presence of mind and encouraged him with some prizes and asked him how could he find out these robbers. Peter said that every day whenever he crossed this street, he could smell something fishy. He did not believe these sort of occult powers at all. He never had beliefs about ghosts and spirits. So he suspected something in this old house, and the policeman caught the robbers red handed. Children, the moral of the story is many a day the thief will be caught one day. So we cannot cheat anybody continuously throughout our life. Anyhow, we'll be caught one day, definitely, by someone. Children, if you like this story, tell your parents to subscribe it and share it. Next time, I'll come along with some other story. Thank you so much.